Music has really inspired my life. Throughout my life, I've had a lot of different experiences that have really touched me. One song that's really touched me is a song called Touched by a Rose by Seal. When I was pretty much from the age I was 3 till about 5, my mom, basically every night we would go in the living room and she would carry me on her shoulder and she would sing Kissed by a Rose to me. And we would just dance, and I would just be on there and I'd fall asleep, and that's how I used to fall asleep. And whenever I've ever heard it since, it either brings, a tiny little tear to my eye, or it really, just brings me back to actually even talking to it at this point. It reminds me of the time where I'm just laying there on the left side of my mom's shoulder, passing out to her, really beautiful voice singing to me. Another song that really touched me was something that really inspired my life was an opera called Carmen. It's a French opera, and in eighth grade, my sister actually was a chamber singers. She was in chamber singers in high school, and she was a really good singer, and she had a singing coach. She brought me there, and I had one singing lesson, and the guy said I should be in this opera. So the opera was called Carmen, and that was the first time I ever actually was in a choir. Before, I was very choir's bad, choir's not right. But after the opera, I really just noticed how beautiful a voice I have, and I got into singing. And ever since being in this huge opera in Walnut Creek, I've took on choir, I took on everything, and singing's been a part of my life ever since. And that's a very big part, because now every single day, no matter where I am, I'll sing. I'll be biking, and I'll be singing. I'll be anywhere in the shower as I'm singing. Another song that actually has also personally changed my life is the song Big L, by Big L, Put It On. It's a song that actually started me to do one of my biggest hobbies today is rapping. A lot of people have a lot of controversies over rapping, but to me it's something that really is inspirational for my thoughts, and just to get thoughts out on paper or out loud, just to freestyle, just any beat, just go. And ever since I heard that song, I just heard his raps, and I was just like, I really want to do this. I really want to just let my mind just freestyle and just go wild. And ever since, that's what I've been doing. And thank you.
As a musician, music is the most important part of my life. It is the language that I speak the most, and it is the tool of my trade. There are 3 songs that I can briefly describe that explain my life. One of them is Breathe by Pearl Jam. This song is mostly about gratitude, and it talks about how Eddie Vedder is very thankful for the things that he has. It talks about just being thankful for the 2 hands that he's been given, and things like that. My next song is called The Space Between by Dave Matthews Band. This song is a lot about finding the deeper meaning in things. I've always at least I felt like I've looked at things differently than most people. I like to go past the surface and see, why somebody says something, what it stems to, did something to their childhood, the way they are, things like that. It just basically means that there's something always beyond the surface. And then my last song that really speaks to me is a jazz song called All Blues. Now this is just a normal jazz tune where it's been covered by hundreds of jazz artists. I mean, I've played it with my friends for, probably about an hour's worth. And it's all improvised. It's mostly about just a bunch of guys or girls getting together and talking about how much they love music, through music. What I mean by that is jazz and improvisation in music is all a conversation. Whether you're playing guitar, you start off slowly, and then you pick up to a crazy solo, or if you're on the trumpet, anything like that. That's why, as a musician, I speak music, because, as I said, it's a conversation. And also, improvisation is a huge part of life. You may have to give an impromptu speech about songs, especially 3 of them. Or, there's going to be multiple instances in life where you need to act on your feet, and that's one of the reasons why I like this song so much. I'm done.
So can anyone here say they've been interested in only one musical artist or genre their entire lives? No. Okay, so as humans, we kind of exhibit a timeline of different musical interests. And I I think we do this on either a day-to-day basis due to our mood or on a yearly basis due to how we mature. My time limit starts with the song She Loves You by the Beatles. This song was really influential to me because it was my favorite Beatles song, but it was also a big part of my childhood because my dad was listening to them a lot, so I also in turn listened to them a lot, and it kind of reflected my musical identity as a child. And also, it kind of shapes my musical interests now. Then my timeline carries over to high school in a bit angstier stage, and I was very into the whole screamo hardcore thing. And one of the bands that I really liked was Inhale Exhale, and they had a song called Knowledge Equals Priceless. And the lyrics that I really liked were called, and they went like, now hope is here to stay, and everyone agrees, and with humble hearts they fall to their knees. And I remember why I came here in the first place, the absence of this love, it killed me. These verses were very introspective of kind of my inner personality at the time and how I felt. And as Sarah Baker mentioned, music is very reflective of our personalities. Now, as we move forward in the timeline to now, in the present, my musical interest and identity is definitely more universal, I would say. The last band that I chose is called Explosions in the Sky, and they are solely an instrumental band. I feel that they kind of portray more of a more, let's say, meaningful way to music that can be seen by everyone, understood by everyone, making it, in my own view, more beautiful. And my favorite song, First Breath After Coma, does this wonderfully. And this can very strongly be referred back to Isoke's lecture on empowerment, and no matter what our race or our gender or anything, music can ultimately bring us back together. So.
Okay, so for me, music has been a huge part of my life. It's been there for me when I have been depressed. It's been there for me when I've been like the happiest person in the world. It's been there for me in the ups and downs. Music is an expression of identity, which was a quote that Sarah Baker gave us during the lecture, and I totally agree with that. The first song that I chose is "Man on the Moon" by Kid Cudi, and it's an isolation song that I feel really relates to me because sophomore and junior year, this is when the song came out. I was just trying to find myself, trying to find out who I was, and this song basically describes his life on how people see him differently and don't understand him, but he doesn't care what others think. At the end of the song, the lyrics are, "I'ma do me, so you do you," which means, which for me means it doesn't matter what other people think about you. It only matters about what you do and what you think about yourself. My second song was "Show Me Something" by J. Cole. This song's not about it's a lot about the lyrics, but the beat also is soothing for me. It's about his life lessons, and I use these life lessons and I can relate to these life lessons, and it's helped me through my life. My third song is "Chain Heavy" by Kanye West. I chose this song because life's tough, college is tough, and through the ups and downs, if you take a step back and look back at all the good things you have and focus on all the positives, that's a good thing to do. It's a good habit to be in. When life throws you lemons, make lemonade.
There are billions of songs existing in the world today. However, it can only take one or two to truly influence someone. I knew from the moment I was assigned this speech that I would have to have one song that captures my childhood. So therefore, my first song was "Colors of the Wind" by Pocahontas. In the seminar, we learned about the glass slipper gender identity. This is where girls want to be like a princess. So I definitely can relate to this by wanting to be a princess, but also wanting to be strong and do what's morally right. Also, American culture relates to this because growing up, we watched Disney movies, and that's an important foundation for our beliefs and values. The song shows capitalism In the lyrics, come and roll in all the riches all around you, and for once not wonder what they are worth. It focuses on nature, and that's kind of part of me. I love to focus on nature and what's around me. I want to look past what the worth is. My next song was For What It's Worth by Buffalo Springfield, which is about change. And for me, I really focus on wanting to reform and change the world around me. And that's part of my desires and what I want in my future. So this is why I chose that song. My last song was This by Darius Rucker, and this song is about, going with what happens, and everything happens for a reason, that we're not just, going with the motions. That even though something bad might happen, we should still appreciate it because there's a reason for it. And I can relate to this and through my life because I've had lots of things that I didn't plan on happening, but they did happen, and I just have to go with them. And I knew I had to choose a country song because throughout my life I've had country there as a constant and it reminds me of my family and my home, so I had to have that as one of my songs. And throughout life, music is always there, and it's an important part of our life.
Okay, so I asked a couple of my roommates what kind of music they thought I listened to when they first met me, and all of them actually had the same answer. They said alternative. And it's true that I do listen to a lot of alternative music, but it's definitely not the only genre I listen to. I listen to a large range of music based on past experiences and memories. Take, for instance, the fact that I have an older brother. Since he's 4 years older than me, I kind of grew up looking up to him for a lot of different things. I copied him from what he collected, like Beanie Babies and Erasers, to the type of music he listened to. And back then, one of his favorite rock bands was Disturbed, and so being his little sister, I started to listen to them religiously. And this is one of the first bands that really got me started listening to hard rock and heavy metal. And one of the songs I most identify with is called Liberate, because it talks a lot about being open-minded and experiencing before judging, which I believe relates to a lot of my personal morals and values about acceptance. And two of the other songs I chose were kind of go along the same message of life not always going as planned and how to deal with it when it does go awry. The first song was It Happens by Sugarland. I chose this one because it's country, which I grew up with my entire life on both sides of my family, so it's a big part of my life. And the other one is Jump Rope by Blue October. And as I grew up, my mom was always really close to me, and the best advice she probably ever gave me was to, for every situation, you can take a step back and look at things from a bigger picture. And so both of these songs kind of talk about that. And so nowadays, I can always, when I'm having a hard time or having a difficult time with something, I can always go back to these two songs to remind me, take a step back, don't get caught up in the moment, and it usually, it brings me back and it helps me out. Thank you.
Music speaks what cannot be expressed, soothes the mind and gives it rest, heals the heart and makes it whole, and flows from heaven to the soul. Unknown. A single song can be interpreted in multiple ways. But for this speech, it was difficult for me to just pick 3 songs that we known as the soundtrack to my life. So instead, I just tried to pick 3 songs that I can always look back to and know that they have a positive message. My first song is one of the first songs that I ever really started listening to by one of my favorite artists, Hilary Duff. The song is called I Am, and it always reminds me that no matter what, I need to accept myself for who I am and embrace the person I am inside. My second song is Good Life by One Republic. It's a newer song, but when I listen to it, I feel empowered to live each day to the fullest and not take anything for granted. The last song I picked is My Wish by Rascal Flatts. It has a really good message to stay positive and good advice for hard situations when life is changing. Over the years, my music choices have drastically changed. As a child, I listened to music that I saw on Disney Channel or heard on the radio. But then as I got older, I broadened my views of artists and different musical styles to be able to find music that I was able to relate to. I'm influenced by friends and family about the songs and the song choices that I choose, but that all leads to new music that helps enrich my life. I believe that race and ethnicity do play a role in the type of music that we listen to, but they're not limited to what we can be exposed to. It's interesting to listen to a song when you're happy and hear it completely different than when you're sad because it can have a totally different meaning. It's easy to see that music is a very important part of our lives because of all of the money, media, and emphasis put into it. Music empowers me to be someone bigger than myself.
Listening to music is a way of expressing myself. When I get drawn into a songwriter's lyrics, I can fully relate to what they are saying and can reflect it to my life. The first song I chose is called Only Hope by Mandy Moore. It's about a girl who is overcoming cancer, and she prays to God in it, and she gives herself to God and allows him to just take her path. When my parents got divorced, I was able to pray to God and just let him have myself and just give everything I had to him, and he fully took my path and allowed me to overcome what was happening in my life. The second song I chose was Hurt by Christina Aguilera. It's about a girl who loses her dad, and she regrets everything and kind of she really misses him. And it reflects on my life because when my dad left, I really missed him, and I was really hurt at what had happened. The third song I chose was Fix You by Coldplay, and what that song means to me is to never get up and never give up, and when times get rough, to stand strong and just be the person I am and overcome what is about to happen. I chose these 3 songs because they relate to my life and the struggles I have overcame.
Does anyone here know what K-pop is? Oh. Well, I'm not going to talk about any of that. Okay. My first song is by Bruno Mars. It's called Count on Me, and it reminded me that when my family first came here, since my family was from Korea, I was really unaware of any of the American traditions. So my best friend, who I met in first grade, actually took me under his wing and showed me what Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, what all those were. And I became Americanized, and I actually could fit into everyone else, and yeah, sorry. So this also reminded me of the lecture of immigration by Danielle Melera Malpica, who said that people who come from other countries are unable to relate to anyone else during their school years. And my second song was by Jason Mraz, and the song was Beauty in the Sky. And it showed me that outer exteriors actually don't define a person, but rather inner beauty. So I related that to Middlesex and Cal and how she had to go through changes to make herself into a man. And yeah, I just completely lost the track of everything. Sorry. Huh? Yeah, I'm lost completely right now. I mixed up everything, sorry. My third song was by KT Tunstall, and the song was Suddenly I See, and it was inspiring me to actually come to college and find out what I have to do and to find my calling in life. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Why curse the darkness when you can embrace it? That is a personal quote and somewhat of a philosophy for me. Basically what it is that I don't think of the darkness as evil or bad. I think of it more as unknown. Without music, I would never have realized that. I would have been who I was. Who I was a few years ago, I was the guy basically who sat in the shadows, kind of went about his business, didn't really know. But then I heard this one song, Monster by Skillet, and basically one part of the lyrics kind of got to me, and that was a deeper, darker side of me. And basically I kind of related that to like a mask that you need to take off, and it kind of made me realize that I was having a mask, and I didn't like that, and I wanted to be myself. And so that after that, I kind of try to be more myself, be more bold. In fact, I'm up here giving a speech, and not breaking down is part of that. The second song I picked was called People Are Crazy, and it's a country song, and that a friend of mine showed me what it meant, and I loved it, and I was a little bit afraid because a lot of people like country, but it showed me that some people can be weird, but those people can be the best friends, and that showed me a lot of my best friends are people who kind of weird or out there, and I never regretted it since. My last song is Fade Into Darkness, and I relate that to fade into the unknown because you don't know what's in your future and what could be out there for you if you don't try.
What words come to mind when you think about the sun? Maybe heat, brightness, light? Personally, I think of hope. Who knew that a little band called the Beatles would write something as simple as the sun and make it and inspire me years later? Honestly, when I listen to Here Comes the Sun by the Beatles, I'm not in a good mood. I might be upset, crying, or in pain. But after I listen to that song, it makes me feel like the sun's going to come out tomorrow and everything's going to be all right. My second song that empowers me throughout the days is Stand in the Rain by Superchick. Superchick is a band that I was pretty much pushed into because of my religious background. My friends wanted me to listen to more appropriate music, especially around my parents. So they inspired me to listen to Superchick. And the one song that stood out to me was Stand in the Rain. And basically it's about a girl who first starts out as being shy, and she hides behind her own tears because she's afraid that people are going to make fun of her for being herself. But at the end of the song, she stands in the rain when everything is crashing down, and she becomes herself in the end. My favorite band is Paramore, and the favorite song that I have that is mine about the band is Ignorance. Basically, the main point of the song is for people not to judge others because you're simply ignorant to prejudge someone before you know them or judge them for who they want to be. I personally relate because in middle school and freshman and sophomore year, I was afraid of who I wanted to be. And I was afraid that others would make fun of me if I said something that was against their own beliefs. But as I matured, I realized that it was okay to be myself and people are just ignorant. Now more than ever, I listen to songs that inspire me to become a better person and not to conform to the rest of society. Don't get me wrong, I love screaming inappropriate music out in the car with my friends and listen to Wild 949 or 99.7. But when I want to reflect on my life, I pick up my iPod and simply click the playlist of my life.
So have any of you ever been to an awkward family gathering? I haven't. Basically, I'm from Mexican heritage, and my family gets together. It's very social, and there's lots of food, and everyone's happy to see each other, and it's like a big celebration just to be with each other. From my early childhood memories, I remember listening to salsa music, going over to my grandma's house, and we'd be dancing to the Macarena, if any of you know that song. And then people get all crazy and dancing, and there's alcohol, and yeah. My family is very, very, very modernized. My mother and father are completely whitewashed from their grandparents' heritage to being Americanized. And I remember Michael Ezra talking about how most of our society says that the white people live a rich and longer lifestyle because they put themselves on top. So my mom took this idea and influenced me and my siblings in this way of okay, so you can be a part of the white society and be of them and be above them. And so I kind of took that, and most of my influences in music came from my heritage of my grandma and the Mexican salsa music, or my father would be listening to the Beatles in the morning before he got ready for work, and then my mom had her alternative religious music, which influenced in the religious aspect of my life. And my as I grew up, in elementary school, I started listening to Nelly and 3LW, and got my grills on, and some girl power love going on, and Missy Elliott, because she's really fun to dance to if you've ever heard her music. She makes your booty pop. And I grew up with a family that loves to dance, obviously, with the whole being so loving, and they the freedom of expression was totally okay in our family, and dancing just became a part of that. And I remember Deborah Kindi talked about having gender roles, and my family fits into those with the boys doing the boy thing and the girls doing the girl things. Thanks.
Okay. How does a person describe the feeling of music leaving footprints across your soul, the rhythm in your heart, and the scar in your brain? Music is said to be the universal language, but the effect it leaves on each individual is incommunicable. Then again, sometimes music is the only efficient language to describe exactly how we feel. Music comforts us, provokes us, depresses us, and empowers us. It can show us a world full of joy or sadness, power or poverty, and creation or decimation. These songs show me a world rare and personal between musician and myself. My first immediate choice is a song by Brand New called The Archer's Bows Have Broken. The song's lyrics, "If we sweat all these debts, then we're sure to drown." I imagine Calliope feeling as if she owes a lot of people an explanation. But because there are so many ways to justify herself, she'd feel encumbered. I use these lyrics to help me break from parasitic habits, from debts unattended to. My second choice is a song called 70 times 7. In relation to Middlesex, the lyrics sing a chant saying, "So is this what you call a getaway? Tell me what you got away with. 'Cause I've seen more spine in jellyfish, I've seen more guts in 11-year-old kids." When I hear this song, it reminds me of when Desdemona is confessing to Calliope. I feel the song represents the missing emotion in the scene between Desdemona and Calliope, anger. The last song chosen is called "I'm Made of Wax, Larry, What Are You Made Of?" by A Day to Remember. One verse sings, "Everybody's out to get me. Any moment could be my last. This is me, you can take it or leave. Right or wrong, I will stand on my own 2 feet." These lyrics mirror the mindset Calliope might be in as she got older and felt more comfortable in her own skin. In truth, I probably have more in common with Calliope and her emotions than I'd originally believed to.
Okay, music to me is joy, it's empowerment, it's what makes me happy. The first song is a song, That's What Friends Are For. I heard it the other day when I was watching Bridesmaids, and it was the last song that me and my grandma listened to together. And so every time I hear the song, I think of my grandma. My grandma was my best friend. We connected together a lot, and the reason we listened to the song together for the last time is because I bought her a bear, and it was a singing bear, and I just thought, oh, it sings, so let me give it to her. And that's the song that it was singing. So the line from the song, it says, "And if I should ever go away, well then close your eyes and try to feel the way you did today." So sometimes when I'm sad or I'm depressed, I think of this song, and it's because it was the last song that me and my grandma listened to together. So that's my first song. 1 minute. The second song is a song called Still Standing. It's a song about women empowerment and how things that try to beat us down only makes us stronger. And so the song kind of connects with the first song as far as the song connects with the first song because it connects to my grandma and how her death made me stronger. A song called We Rise by Ramaduke. The song is meant to be perceived as a love song, but it's more than that to me because it makes me think of life and coming together with everyone. And yeah.
When it comes to music, no matter how much I stray, I always go back to the classics. So like my parents, they're older, so I grew up with like the 50s and through the 70s music. So that greatly influenced the time period with my music choices. And then I usually either stay with the classics or like go with modern bands with like kind of oldie flair. And then I slowly kind of started going back to the classics. I used to listen to like mainstream music, then I used to like do hardcore rock with like high school, you know, the angsty stuff. But then I went back to the oldies. So my first song is House of the Rising Sun by The Animals. And that's pretty much my favorite song ever. And it reminds me of my childhood since I grew up with such the classics. And it reminds me of traveling with my parents all over the country. And just, you know, back in the old days where I would just be with my family and travel. And it's just like such a passionate song, and it really just gets me all the time. My second song is Walking After Midnight by Patsy Cline. And it just reminds me of like finding myself throughout my life. just like Calliope did, I guess, with Finding Herself. And then my third song is Winter Winds by Mumford & Sons. And it was pretty much the first band song that showed what my style is today. And then it's like, it just makes me happy whenever I hear it. And it's just like this wholesome song, so yeah, that's it.
Okay, so I don't know about you guys, but my musical influences they're all really shaped by my parents. Because when I was a little kid, I was getting into all sorts of type of music they didn't like, and they really didn't want to put up with that. So what they started doing is, my mom is a huge fan of 80s hair metal. So that was really a kind of a rocky start for my relationship with music. I ended up listening to bands like Motley Crue, Whitesnake, all that type of stuff for a while, and I kind of grew out of that. And what I found was my biggest musical influence, because I'm a musician, so I really take a lot of interest in this type of stuff. My biggest musical influence was Jimi Hendrix and the song Castles Made of Sand. And I have this terrible fear that I'm going to die before I get to accomplish all my dreams, everything I want to do in life, before I'm really happy. And I think in Castles Made of Sand, he tells a story about a little Indian boy who wanted to grow up to be a great Indian war chief. And on the night of his first battle, right before his first battle, he's killed in his sleep, which to me, I think that's a horrible thing. Like, I'd be so heartbroken. And then the second song I picked was Heroin by the Velvet Underground. Huge fan of this band. Lou Reed to me is like my hero. He kind of did what Hendrix did with not being able to sing, and he kind of made it popular. Him and Bob Dylan and Hendrix. And then The Strokes, Ask Me Anything. That's one of those songs where I can listen to it any time of the day, and it'll really bring a tear to my eye, like, because it's so full of contradictions, and it's about people and how they grow, and how one minute you might like something else, next minute you might say you hate it, and I just think it's such a real encompassment of the human condition.
So wait, 1 minute, and then I'm hitting the 2-minute mark, okay? So
You're going to hit it?
No, you're going to tell me, like, this is 1 minute. When I'm getting to 2 minutes, I just hit 2 minutes. Okay. Now see, if you mess up, this is your fault right here, okay? Okay. Pieces. Okay, ready? Originally, when I started this song project right here, I had 11 songs. 11 songs that basically made up my life, the trip down my timeline. Now, I had to go through friends, family, cousins, everybody, just to break it down to 3 songs that make up who I am. Not easy, so let's go. We start off with Even Angels Fall by Jessica Riddle. This song I felt was very inspiring for me because it basically summarizes how even these great beings known as angels, these pure, saintly people who are perfect, who do everything right, even they have tough times in their lives, and even they make mistakes. So every time I think about this, oh no, I tripped in class. Oh no, I messed up on my speech. Ooh, I forgot that important birthday. It's not a big deal, because even angels fall. The next song I picked was Eye to Eye by Tevin Campbell. Now, for all of you Disney kids out there, goofy movie right there. I think this movie, or the song, I'm sorry, is really great because it basically relates to critical thinking a lot. If you remember our first speech in class, they were covering how critical thinking is basically having 2 people arguing until they can find a common ground, seeing it eye to eye. I think this is very key because, heck, if we could all see eye to eye, world peace right there. You can save a wish on that star. Lastly, the song I picked was Only Time by Enya, personal favorite, because this song is beautiful, and I kind of think it's like a lullaby, personally. My mom listened to it so much that it just kind of got stuck in my head a lot, and it talks about how the future is unknown. You really have no idea what's going to happen. It's always changing. And so don't worry about what may or may not happen. Don't fear. what possibly might turn out as the worst or even the best. Thank you.
One big personal choice that I've made in my life is to never smoke or drink. To this date, I've never smoked or drank anything in my entire life. Music, though, has made me feel high. I don't know what high feels like, but I've definitely thought I've felt high while listening to music. One song that's given me this feeling is Keep Your Head Up by Andy Grammer. A couple weeks ago, I was listening to this song in my dorm room in front of all my roommates with my headphones, and I just started smiling. They all looked at me just really like, what the hell are you doing? Like, why are you smiling? And I couldn't really explain it to them, but this song just made me feel so happy and high. Another song that I chose that really describes me is You Belong With Me by Taylor Swift. I personally am very in touch with my feminine side as my masculine side. I have a lot of friends that are girls, and I like playing this song when I'm with my girls. Or my girlfriends, you know. It gets the feeling going. Everyone gets in a good mood when you start playing the song, and I personally know all the words to this song, so we all sing along to it. And I don't know. What inspired me to choose this song was the lecture that we had, where we had to choose like a girly trait and then a masculine trait. So that's why I chose that song. And the last song that I chose was Something to Be Proud Of by Montgomery Gentry. It's a country song, and I've kind of been grown up, not rednecky. I've been classified as a redneck, but I've been kind of grown up with like a little bit of country background, and this is a good country song. I think it has a good message because I'm very proud of who I am today. I like everything about myself, and I'm just proud of who I am. And throughout my entire life, with everything I want to do, I want to end up at the end of my life being proud of everything I did. Thank you.
Just to note, because Jonathan ruined everything,
This means you're at minute 30. This means you're at 2.
Wait, minute 30? 1 minute 30. 2.
How dare you?
Go.
Get it, girl.
Okay, so music is a very powerful tool, I think, for everyone. It's something that's very universal. Everyone can relate to one song or another. And it's always been a very big part of my life. I've never been able to produce music. I can't sing, I can't play instruments, but I think it makes me appreciate it a little bit more to know how much goes into it. And yeah, so I've always gone to music through hard times, good times, sad times, and the 3 songs that I picked are about what they mean, not experiences that I've had with them. So my first one is called Blind to You by Collie Buddz, and it's kind of just about being yourself and doing what makes you happy. There's going to be a lot of negativity from other people, and just kind of ignore that and go on doing what you're doing. My second song is called And We Dance. It's by Macklemore, and it's kind of a silly song. It's just about going out, having a good time with the people you love, like doing whatever makes you happy. And my third song is called Wild World by Cat Stevens, and I like this song because it's kind of about I think of it as a naive girl going off into the world, which was kind of like me throughout high school and now coming to college. And it's just about all these new experiences that you're going to encounter throughout your life and how to go into it being smart, which is something I always, I've been raised to make logical decisions, not emotional decisions. And so that's kind of my thing. And yeah, that's it.
All right. So music is really symbolic of things, and so the songs I chose were more, they symbolized or were strongly related to things in my life, as opposed to kind of like the road that I took. So the first song I chose was Somewhere Over the Rainbow by Iz. I can't tell you his last name. It's Hawaiian. I can't pronounce it. Can't really do that. It's essentially a family song. It's played during family events like weddings, gatherings. It's really strong. Whenever we hear it, everyone in the family starts singing. Kind of fun. The second song I chose was "Don't Stop Believing" by Journey. This is more of my friend's songs. The song, like when it's on the radio or whenever someone decides to just start it up when there's a piano around, we all start singing. It's also like my kind of view on life. There's always a reason to keep going. Can't stop. There's always hope. Then the third song I chose, which is a little fun, is I Almost Cut My Hair by Crosby, Still, Nash and Young. This song's kind of relevant because I've got long hair. It's not so common among a lot of people, but my dad had long hair in college. So there's a connection there. And in the song, it talks, during the lyrics, it's talking about how he feels as though there's a connection to like why he's kept his long hair, and he feels as though he owes it to someone. I have kind of that feeling that I should, keep going, try it out during college, see how it goes. So for the most part, these songs are more about how I connect with those around me as opposed to how they connect to just me.
Okay, so
I'm not a real big person with style. I'm kind of a bland fellow for the most part. Don't really wear anything too flashy, not a big jewelry fan. When it comes to jewelry, for the most part, I kind of have to pay attention to my mom and my sister. My sister's actually really into jewelry. She loves necklaces, loves rings. When it comes down to style, I'm much better off with like types of stones as opposed to styles of necklace. There's not much I can really do when it comes to like what kind of necklace, but when you want to know what kind of stone, I got that. Don't really kind of know where to go from here. Kind of. Don't stop believing. I don't know.
well, ideally you use it up.
Nursing a grouch.
Okay. Well, I guess I can kind of relate to being grouchy. I'm not a morning person at all. And when nursing a grouchy person, I think it's probably better to keep your distance and be nice but not overbearing. When I was in high school, I used to wake up and start getting ready for school. My dad would always be up early, and he would always come in my room with this huge smile on my face and say, "Adrian, time to get up, like ready for school," and it always just made me so mad, and I used to yell at him every single morning. So I would say approach it with a type of attitude more like they have than trying to overpower it.
Loudspeakers. Okay. Well, being in a public speaking position like myself right now, I can't talk quiet like this. I mean, you kind of got to talk loud so everyone can hear you. Especially, this is a small classroom. When you're talking at, say, a stadium like maybe like Ives Hall or I don't know, anywhere where you got like more than 100 people, you got to speak loud so everyone can hear you. Over there, Grace in the corner, probably maybe Alina, the farthest one from me. The microphone can hear me even if I whisper. But sometimes loudspeakers can be annoying. Like me, I know I talk on the phone really loud even when I'm in front of people, and people get annoyed by that. But loudspeaking is good to have in your personality at the appropriate times. There, I'm done.
What? Not my major, but okay. Crikey. I have, in my life, had about 5 cats, a few dogs. Well, I guess you can call them dogs. More like rats, those little chihuahuas. Not really a dog. Anything you can drop kick, not a dog. But cats, I feel like I'm almost telepathic with. I can talk with cats. Seriously, I'll look at my cat. Come here. Come, sits on my lap. Most cats will. You don't even have to tell it to. But then you also know cats are the spoilest, beep, blip, bleep, insert cuss word right here. Because they will do whatever they want. They will shred your toilet paper. They will claw your lap if they're scared. The cats, they don't give a bleep. But most animals, when it comes to communicating, well, I think it's kind of like people communicating with other races sometimes. It's a little difficult because we just don't speak the same language here. I'm like, cat, meow, but no, there's a language barrier right there. But body language, that's what we can work with here. We all understand when someone's happy, when someone is sad. When your dog's sad, when your cat's sad, you know. You just know. They don't have to tell you, they'll show you. And that's all I have to say about animal communication.
What do I got?
Echoes and shadows.
Echoes and shadows. I'm kind of deciding right now whether I want to go deep, talk about shadows and what they convey and the feelings you can feel about feeling shadows. But I don't think I'm going to do that. Echoes and shadows, they're all around us every day. There's a sun. And, your shadow's kind of like that awkward person you don't really want to talk to. I don't know if you guys have that, like, there's someone you'll meet and you're nice to them. I mean, if you're a nice person, you're nice when you meet people, all right? So you've had this experience where you meet someone, you're nice to them, and they keep trying to talk to you, and you're not really that interested. And they become your little shadow, your little echo. Everything you say, you're like, yeah, I really like Jimi Hendrix, and they just kind of pop out and they're like, yeah, I love Jimi Hendrix. And I think that's really interesting. I don't know how someone could want to be that attached, especially to someone like me. I'm really not. I'm kind of quiet. I'm kind of mellow, kind of bland. I mean, maybe I'll join Kyle with the whole growing your hair out thing. I feel like I could rock that. I'll start to look like those 80 rock stars I was talking about, though. It curls, man. It's crazy. That's my Jew blood kicking in, though. So, yeah, that's Echoes and Shadows for you.
The what?
Attraction of fresh paint.
Well, I don't find an attraction to fresh paint because fresh paint is kind of overbearing. I guess people like fresh paint. Maybe they get high off it, I don't know. I like the color of some of them, like bright colors. I don't really like white walls, so yeah. I don't know. Okay. Color, personality, color.
Like what a color, just whatever you think. Okay, when I think of colors and personalities, all right. Blue. Blue means sadness. Gray means sadness. Red means bold. Yellow means happy. When the sun's out, people are supposed to be happy. They should be. Let's see. Black, darkness. Color, personalities. I don't know. When people wear dark colors, people tend to assume people are emo if they wear all black. When people wear really bright colors, people tend to think you're a little bit too happy, you need to tone it down. Color, personalities. Yay.
Convenient deafness. Like when it's convenient to be deaf.
Duff? No.
Deafness.
Huh? No. Okay, so I guess right now, like, a relevant issue is having your roommates. So when they're arguing about you or they're talking about you behind your back in your kitchen and you can hear them speaking, and then I guess sometimes it's just easier to forget about it and not hear what they're saying. So that's convenient deafness. But then other times people just, like, purposely ignore you because they don't want to listen to your opinion or what you have to say. So that's convenient deafness. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm nervous. Oh, Brian. Yeah. So everyone knows that in Friends with Benefits, he sneezes when he comes. It just happens. Some men have different reactions to like this like sneezing effect. It's like how you clear your body of this like germ that's inside of your body. It just happens. And I think that personally, when you have this germ inside your body, you need to have a tissue close by to capture all that germ. And spreading germs is not nice, especially when you're a child or a parent of a child, because they can get sick very, very easily, and it's very, very sad if a child dies because germs get around and they're strong for these little infant souls. Okay, I'm done.
What would the world be without the smell of books? When you begin a story and you just open that book, that new book, it's a smell of accomplishing something important. Like when you need to, especially in textbooks, you need to learn this information to pass a class, and that smell just motivates you to be like, I'm gonna be smarter and get that degree. And it's just so fresh. So fresh. Libraries are the place where you can get the smell all the time if you really need it. It's the smell of intelligence. Thank you.
Sawdust. Let's see. Sawdust. What can you do with sawdust? You could clap in your hands, throw it in there. The smell of it could be like the best smell in the world. It reminds me of the ocean, the air, the forest, and the ocean. Again. Okay. Anyways, sawdust is life. It is everything around us. It brings life into the world. It brings nutrients into the soil. It's everything around us. Everybody is everything. Sawdust can also be sort of, symbolic, like of cells, of skin, hair. We could all be made of sawdust. We're all created from that one tree of life that is the world. Thank you. Have a good night.
Hotel guest towels.
That's a good one.
Ew.
What?
Hotel guest towels, like the towels in your hotel room.
Hotel guest towels. This is just awkward. What would the world be like without hotel guest towels? They're always white. And one time when I went on a cruise, that's such a good story. One time when I went on a cruise, I was going to the Caribbean, and my towels were shaped as I got an elephant, I got a giraffe, and a dog, and it was like the coolest thing I could have ever seen. And they were always on my bed, and they're always clean and white. But I hate hotel sheets. Don't you guys hate the sheets? They're so dirty. And then there's like the pillows, and they're just, but the towels, good talk.
Oh, I'm so nervous.
Okay. Individuality of the days of the week.
Oh, wow. Okay, so there's 7 days in a week, 7 different personalities each day. So like obviously on Mondays, everyone's like, oh, Monday, beginning of the week, so they're kind of like down, feeling a little gloomy. And then Tuesday, get through Tuesday, hump days on Wednesday. Everyone's feeling good at that point, like closer to the weekend, Thursday, you're getting closer, a little more excited. And then Friday, you're like ready to go. So you're just like living it up, happy. Saturday, same thing. And then Sunday is kind of like a mellow day. So yeah, different personalities for the days of the week.
Without crack in your books.
Intelligence tests.
Intelligence tests. Have you guys ever had those like pop-ups on your computer, like test your IQ? Yeah. Okay. Have you ever taken them? No. They don't test intelligence whatsoever. They try to like trick you with all those trick questions, everything, and then by the time you finish it, you feel, I don't know, really unaccomplished because you just wasted like 10 minutes of your life taking a really stupid test. I don't know. Let's see. That's all I have to say about that. Yeah.
Clerks and salespeople. Okay, we all know by going to a store, it's the clerk or the salesperson who actually makes the sale. It might be a beautiful necklace, but if the salesperson's really rude to you, there's no way you're gonna wanna buy it. And 7 out of 10 dentists prefer a good salesperson, so that's just a fun fact. But but it's really important, and if you're working as a salesperson or clerk, it's important to keep a good appearance and a good disposition. You don't wanna be rude, you wanna be nice and genuine. And it's really important. I mean, you don't want to go through a fast food place with someone who's a grump and get your taco. You want it to be a good taco, a good day. I mean, you're representing your business, so you want to be a good person. So it's important to be a good salesperson or a clerk. Thank you.
Woo, Darren, go.
Dude, I need to go to the bathroom really badly. No. Okay, actually, I'll just do this really quick. Okay, go.
Water Personality and hats.
Okay. All right. Personality and hats. For me, I could really relate to that because I like hats. More of a snapback kind of guy, Hats go on your head. Hats give you hat hair. For me personally, I get a lot of hat hair. When I wear hats, my hair goes like poofing. But for white people, it's weird because like your hair just, you wear your hats and then you take them off and they're like, your hair's the same. It's weird. I don't know. Anyways, hats and personalities. Hats, I don't know. Some hats describe who you are, what you say, what's like labeled on it. More outgoing people might have like hats that say like reckless or like, yeah, yo, I'm a beast or something like that. Like more like reserved people that wear like pullbacks or like race car hats or some stuff like that, like I don't know. Yeah, hats.
Expressive hands. Okay. So there are some people we know, maybe we saw today, that really, really, really talk with their hands, and they use it for, things that are sad and things that are happy or anything really. And it can be really distracting when you're trying to talk about something, but the only thing you can stare at is their hands, and you realize at the end of what they were saying, you don't know what they were saying because the whole time they were talking with their hands, and you can't hear hands, so it makes it really difficult.
Eating and dining.
He's a big eater.
In the morning, it's so important for me to have just a nice bowl of breakfast. I mean, it's how I've started my life since I can remember. I would always wake up, go downstairs, pull out a bowl, some Honey Bunches of Oats, a strawberry flavor. That's the best. Pour that in. If I have a bowl of cereal, it just makes my day so much better. And now that we go to the caf, where it's got unlimited cereal, that's always good because, especially on Tuesdays, I wake up at about 8:30, take a shower, go to the caf, have a bowl of cereal, usually like 2 or 3, something like that, some strips of bacon. So eating is a great part, but eating with other people is so nice because it gives somebody that's like something to talk about. For example, usually on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I go to the pub and get a nice sandwich. I usually go with Grace. She started going with me. That's cool. We'll sit down. We'll have a nice big sandwich and just talk about it. Like I'll usually talk about my sandwich because I love sandwiches, especially the ones at the caf. The house turkeys, so good. Dining. Eating is a really, really great thing. If there's something that I love just about as music, it'd probably be eating. And that's it.
Go.
If you were a janitor.
Who says I haven't been a janitor? But if I was a janitor, I would be the worst janitor ever alive. I would not clean the chalkboards because I hate chalk on my hands. Whiteboards are really freaking hard to clean when they've been used for a very long time, especially if they use Sharpies, because some teachers, they don't know the difference between whiteboard pen and a Sharpie. So I would probably quit, and that's the end of my speech. As high school students, I really do encourage you guys to strive for the best. Do as hard as and do the best you freaking can. Because if you do that and you really learn how to study, college is going to be like a piece of cake and you just party your ass off. As long as you know how to study, you'll do amazing. And I also think that you should really learn how to be independent away from your parents. Before even senior year, learn how to just stop relying on your parents. Get a job, stop talking to your family. Try to find friends that are not just in your school. Just try to kind of span out your mind, do different things, because in college you're going to be doing a lot different things. So try to get used to doing different things so you can really have fun. And don't forget to study, as I said before. Yes.
Hello, idiots. Hello, there's the bros over there. Band kids, how you doing? Yeah, that's where we hang out. Most of what you did in the past 4 years is mostly pointless. In high school, a lot of the choices that you make are based upon your peers. And that, I think, is a terrible, terrible foundation. For example, for me, I know I made some choices that definitely weren't the smartest decision. I was pressured into a few things that I wish I didn't do. I tried some drugs that I'm unhappy about. However, until I got to college, am I in college right now? I'm talking about this? Oh, sweet. So I'm in college now, and things have changed a lot because in college, you really get to learn more about yourself because you're not as pressured by the people around you. You get to do things that you want to do, and you get to find people that you want to hang out with because it's so much laid back, and it's such a much more nice environment. One thing that hit me pretty hard is my family. Your family is probably the most important part about your high school experience because you're living with them. You're with them, you get to know more about your family, and when you move off to college, they're back at home for you. And at least I can say this for my family. My family's always going to be there for me. If I ever have a tough time in college, I can always go back to them, can always talk to them, or even move out, go back with them. So during these 4 years of high school, I really hope that you connected with your family because it's such an important part about life. And the other thing about college is you get to find out, find your passion. It's a lot to find out who you are as a person, which is something that you probably didn't do because you're in high school. But finding your passion is really, really important thing because it gives you motivation. It gives you motivation to do what you want. It really brings you to life. So I hope that your 4 years of high school that you thought had meaning, it didn't. But have fun in college.
Okay, my audience would have to be probably my entire high school of 200 people. What I would encourage everyone to do with college is take advantage of the time of independence. And I know most of you have been living in the glorious town of Modesto your whole lives, and I know how amazing and wonderful it is, but I would encourage everyone to take advantage of college in the way of moving out, because in doing that myself, I can tell I'm growing as a person, and through independence, just being away and learning from my experiences here.
All right, so the group of people I'm talking today are my homies. We close group of guys called the Warriors. So yeah, all right, yo, what's good? Hope all you guys are doing well in college. High school, when I think back on high school, those are the funnest days of my life. Like, I would never take back any experiences. We've been through the ups and downs. We've been there for each other no matter what. We've done the stupidest things, we've done the smartest things, but I would never take any of that back. I just hope in the future, and I'm glad that we're still communicating, and we still have like our Facebook page, we still have texting. Like, I'm sorry, Matt, that I didn't video chat you yesterday. We were supposed to vid chat, but you know, someone did something bad. I really miss all you guys. You guys will be my close homies, like till the day I die. I could already tell because we still like keep in touch. That's kind of the reason why I'm trying to join a fraternity, because I really miss the brotherhood back home. Yeah, you guys meant everything to me, to be honest. Like, I don't. It's hard to say this, but you guys were closer. I was closer to you guys than family. And yeah. If I could say anything, I just hope all you. I know we're not the smartest group of guys. Like, we walked through high school. Like, we breezed through high school. We cheated off everybody. Like, we were such we were such jerks. We did whatever we wanted in high school. Like, don't want to sound conceited, but we ran that shit. But now that we're in college, I hope that all you guys are getting your heads on straight now, and I hope that everybody's like doing well in school. From what I hear, everybody's doing well. And yeah, keep in touch.
Okay, so high school begins the rest of your life, and after high school, we need to be prepared to make future decisions. I'm guessing now, since it's like 5 seconds to this video, Kentrell has left the room. So let's get to the real story. You don't need to do any of that work. Yeah, the video project, don't need to do it. Book reports, not really. You can kind of just fake it. Dostoevsky, don't read that book. Not even worth it. I know he bases your grade off of it. Don't read it. The real thing you need to focus on is the football games, Paso, you know, and you need to focus on your friends, because they're always there for you, and that's what you're going to remember through high school. And it's hard to stay in contact with them, even if you do. I mean, you have Skype, but Skype sucks and drops out every 5 seconds. But just focus on who you are as an individual, not so much your schoolwork, because you're not going to remember that A. Later on in life, you're going to remember those memories. So just stick with school just to get past it and get into college, but really worry about your friends and your family.
A lot of people say like college is for experimenting, but I kind of think like you spend your entire 4 years in high school kind of finding out who you are, you're doing different things. But I feel like the biggest difference between like college and high school is in high school you kind of find who you are by identifying with different people. You find people you have a lot of things in common with and enjoy the same things. So in college you're kind of forced into different groups and like a larger diversity of people, which I think is great because it helps you not just like, you don't just go with the flow, you can actually find out who you truly are. So I would say going to college, keep an open mind and actually try experiencing like new things.
All right, so hello, class of 2011. It's weird to like stalk people on Facebook and be like, oh, look at their college experience and like compare it to your own. But it seems like everyone's doing well, and like people are like gonna be like super famous one day, and I'm gonna be like, oh, I have your signature in my yearbook. But during high school, it was more just about like being friends with everyone. Like you didn't have to like hang out with them, but just like get to know everyone. And now like being in college, it's nice to like see a familiar face, Garrett, who just happens to be in my FYE class. But now it's like about making new friends and still keeping the old ones.
Okay. I'm talking to like senior year, like you guys are like my senior class. Yay, mission class of 11, woo! It's college time, and now we're all leaving, and we're all gonna miss each other, and it's gonna be so sad. It's time to have fun, but we gotta get good grades and focus. I'm gonna miss all football games and prom and dances and hanging out on the weekends and thinking we're so cool because we're high school students. I love you guys to death, but let's have fun in college, woo!
To all my people that I knew in high school, you juniors who I guess are now seniors now, I got one thing to say to you. And that's like the biggest misconception of college is that everything is like party, woohoo, toga, toga. Yeah, no. College is mainly about balance. You gotta learn to balance between, homework and partying, and your friends. Sometimes you gotta decide, hey, do I really want to go to that, party where I'm gonna come back like 4 a.m, or do I need it, or am I gonna finish that 5-page paper? And then, or doing like at 4 a.m. before class starts, like 1 hour before class starts. That, I kind of have it in the hard way, like a lot of times. Another thing, too, is that wherever you guys decide to go, pick somewhere you like, not just because all your friends are going to it. I found the best place to college is some place where, hey, nobody knew me, I got a fresh start. And I got to say, that's the best decision I ever made, and that you need just to figure out who you are as a person, and then, figure out whether you want to study or just party! Woohoo!
For all the seniors now at Monte Vista, I have to say to you, well done. Good, well done. You made it. You made it through Monte Vista, one of the hardest schools in the country, I believe. But what I have to say to you is, I think looking back now, it was a mistake to take a lot of really hard classes instead of taking easier classes that you enjoy, with learning things that you would more enjoy. Because when you're in college, it doesn't matter if you got a 5 on the AP test. It doesn't matter if you got all A's or you were the smartest in your class. You come here and pretty much no one knows anyone. And you just make friends through personality and what you guys like to do. So I would just really try to find yourself, make good friends in high school that you can keep in contact later, and make mistakes now, because if you make mistakes now in college or even later in life, they're harder to fix. Thanks.
So I'm going to be talking to my graduating class, so the class that graduated with me. So, hey guys, long time no talk. It's been a while. I know that you haven't changed. I saw your Facebook the other day, and you haven't either. But I know that we need to definitely catch up with all these stories, and I see your pictures, and I'm just like, wow, like you're having fun in college. I hope you're keeping up with your studies, and I know your mom's gonna kill you when she sees that picture. And I hope that even though high school is over, that we still keep our contact, because through all of the different emotions and challenges that high school brought to our group of friends, we were still pretty tight. All of the different girls trying to dramatize our group didn't really work out, because we still stuck together, and I'm glad that I have you guys in my life, and I'm glad that I can always count on you. And I know that even though that we're in different places in the world, even I know some of you are in Japan right now, that I can still talk to you or see you at our reunion, and our future's becoming pretty brighter with Walt Disney being frozen. That's gonna be me too. Freeze my body. I'll be here in a year, 4 years, 10 years, maybe even 90. It happens. And well, thank you.
So I'm going to talk to my graduating class. I can't talk. I'm sorry. I miss freshman year knowing that Miss Sebastian's name spelled Satan, and she lived up to that name. And I miss sophomore year getting to know the new kid, because we thought he was Asian, and he ended up joining our Asian club because of that. I miss junior palooza, dressing up as the Scooby Gang, and senior year was it all coming to an end and getting used to it ending. But I miss Raheem in his banana suit, and Travis working at the Sweetwater Steakhouse. But yeah, we had a good time. So.
Hello, Culver, class of 2011. It's Halloween time, and that was probably the best time of the school year. Rufus dressed up as a ketchup bottle, and that was so funny. Let's see. Don't screw up in high school and try to think of it as, oh, it's easy, and think you can do the same thing in college, because you can't. You can have fun, but just know what your goal goal is in life and further on. Keep your head on straight, and I wish we could spend Halloween together, but we can't because I'm here. But I've made new friends, so I'll spend Halloween with them, even though Parents' Weekend is this weekend and the school would do this to us. So, yeah, it's chill. It's okay. We'll get through it. But yeah, college, high school, have fun.
If I go like this, it's kind of like
Okay. Well, first of all, there is life after being in a town of 3,000 people, and that's pretty much the motto of everybody that comes back. There's life after being stuck in a valley where the closest thing to anything is an hour away. And yeah, so pretty much move as far away as possible from the valley because you don't want to get stuck there. It's like a hole. Yeah, so that's it.
So, of about the 20 of you there were, I'm only friends with I'm only friends with one of you now. So I walked away from high school 4 long years with these people I spent countless hours with, one friend left out of all of them, and quite honestly, I'm kind of happy with it. I mean, you guys are nice, don't get me wrong, but you're just not for me. It kind of goes back to what I was talking to you about earlier about shadows and echoes. You just kind of feel like, I kind of feel like you're just there. I feel like you're talking and then nothing's really sinking in. I kind of doze off when we're talking. There's nothing that really goes on between us kind of really hits me. It's kind of like living in a daydream. So I got to say, it was good while it lasted, sort of. I'm glad we're going our separate ways, though, because I'm immensely happy, more happy. I'm probably the happiest I've ever been in my entire life right now, so have a good one.
Okay, I'll be talking to my class of 2011, and then to my group of friends, and then all you new seniors. So, class of 2011, I am known as the alligator hunter here. I've reinvented myself. Crikey. But no, this is what it looks like to be at a 4-year college, all of you 2 years back home. I'm kind of enjoying it up here. It's pretty awesome, no lie. It's actually really, really easy compared. And we don't have to deal with our crazy-ass teachers we have back home. Yes. Yeah, kind of glad my English teacher's almost dead. No. Yeah, she was kind of a biatch. I'm not gonna lie. So for all of my group of friends, you guys don't call me. Kind of mad. You expect me to call you? I don't think so. I'm up here. You call me. You come visit. I miss you guys a lot. So for all of you new seniors, don't screw up. And don't take an AP class with your friends in it because you won't pay attention. You'll get a D in the class and you're going to have to retake it. And it's a hell of a time taking 2 English classes at the same time. Anyway, that's all I have to say. Toodles.
I will be talking to my close group of friends. Don't really have too much to say. The entire group of seniors, they all kind of know what's up. So I miss you guys. I miss going to high school with all of you, seeing you every day, doing something stupid and not giving a shit. You know, Ryan, I miss all those times freshman year where we did something so stupid, could have gotten in a lot of trouble but never got caught for it. Vanessa, I know I see you every week, but I miss seeing you every day. Carmen, I miss hanging out with you in advisory, going to lunch with you, seeing you all the time, making jokes. Grace, I know you're up in Chico making a lot of stupid decisions, but just be the same when we come back for winter break. That's all I have to say.
Alright, so mine's to the class of 2011. I'm actually really surprised that we all made it this far, seeing how senior year went with us. Not a whole lot to do in Davis, yet none of us ever went to class. Seems like we were never at school. All the memories I have are from the weekends and parties and stuff, so I'm looking forward to seeing everyone at winter break. Getting back into that. I hope everyone's matured a little bit, gotten a little less shallow, learned who they really are, and I miss all my friends. Glad I still talk to everyone. Yeah, that's it.
going to be talking to my high school friends. They're right now juniors and seniors. I wrote stuff down. You guys know that. So I had to remember them. So first thing, you guys APs know. Why? You guys take 3 APs junior year, 4 APs senior year. You guys are insane. I don't know what you're doing. Seriously, you're nuts. It's not worth it in the end. You don't have any fun. Next thing, if you don't know how to use a washing machine yet, learn now, or good luck. Have fun. Know where the food is. If you don't know where the food is, you're kind of screwed. Just how it works. People aren't going to be giving you food for you. You need to know how to use a vacuum cleaner. If you don't, I know you don't. Learn. Also, all those niches you found in high school, like, you know, you're the guy in the popular group that like actually knows how to do English and helps everyone else out. That's not going to be quite as important anymore. You're on your own. Bye.